For those of us eagerly awaiting the inevitable upcoming release of Yahoda in version Luna 3, there's been a lot of speculation and theories amongst fans about what kind of abilities she'll have, what her shtick will be, and how she'll fit alongside the other Nodcryon characters. Well, I'm here to deliver on your questions with answers based on what we know, what we can infer, and what recent leaks can tell us about Yahoda's future release. I'm Runo, purveyor of the latest and soon-to-be greatest in Genshin Impact. If you like content like this, feel free to stick around and leave a comment to help boost my reach. Okay, yes, Yahoda. I've been pretty interested in her since we first caught a glimpse of her design in the Luna 1 teaser, Moonlit Ballad of the Night. Back then, she seemed like more of an uptown eccentric style character, but now it's clear she's more of an in-over-her-head risk-taker. It also helps tie in her having an animo vision, as it's a trait that closely ties into ambition theory, which IMMA has a great video on if you're interested in that. I'll leave the link in the video description, but for now, let's go over the deal with Yahoda, shall we? Well, I'll start with what we officially know through content in-game. Before you click off, I will be referring to story events in this video, but no spoilers will actually be mentioned. Fear not. As I'm sure all of us know by now, especially if you were listening to the first 30 seconds of this video, Yahoda is an animo user. Her moonwheel and or Nodcryon vision is located at the back of her head between her two braid loops. Now, I'll get more into her element and why it matters later, but as for something not as obvious, both through in-game cutscenes and avatar data in the game files, Yahoda is confirmed to be a bow character. So, that's 2/3 of the equation solved. The only thing that we can't officially confirm is her rarity, but thanks to leaks we know that she's a 4-star releasing in version Luna 3. This is what some of us may still be referring to as version 6.2. A 4-star Animo bow is only slightly disappointing in my opinion, given Animo's current weapon diversity quota is not the greatest. Sayu and Xiao are barely holding on over there as one of the only of their respective kinds. I'm sure some of us are dying for something new to sink our teeth into, and I'm actually going to tangent onto talking a bit about her design. In the original teaser we saw her in, a lot of people suggested she looked temperature related given her prominent red and blue accents in her color scheme. Personally, I saw references to things like people's sink taps and boilers in said theories. However, now that Nodcry is released, it is abundantly apparent that this aspect of her design is actually based on Kuvaki, the Nodcryon principle of polarity that governs the moon's power in Teyvat. In fact, this is actually what the majority of the player base has been referring to as the light element for the longest time. In essence, it is all 7 of the elements in a single primordial form of energy. I will go into this more in a future video, but its power as a gravitational polarizing force is relevant to Yahoda because she's an animo user. There's been a lot of talk, and I'm getting the feeling that she might end up having some kind of advanced crowd controllers or kit as a manifestation of this aspect. While she might not end up having a moonwheel herself, as confirmed in the latest main event, Clink Clank Clash, anybody in Nodcry can manipulate Kuvaki for various things, demonstrated when Aino creates a moon lane, despite merely having a vision. On to some of the more interesting things I've noticed. Yahoda actually already has a few tools that could be incorporated into her kit that we already know about, and I feel like there's solid ground for them to be related to each other in some deeper way. First of all, Yahoda's right arm is mechanical from midway through her upper arm, down. It flares out into the same shape as her sleeve on the left, but it actually has an iris mechanism that suggests the end of it opens like some kind of hand cannon. This is then, in my opinion, related to the fact that she actually makes her own smoke bombs. I have a sneaking suspicion her elemental skill or burst will have her using her hand as a smoke bomb cannon, that would, perhaps, have an absorption mechanic for elemental application, a crowd control effect, or both. I'm sure someone will inevitably bring it up, but I would like to mention that plenty of characters have skills that include creations built by themselves, and do not purely have to be created by elemental energy, although a lot of them are. However, the crowd control effect might apply to something else I noticed. There's actually quite a bit of magnet imagery along her clothing, which could simply be attributed to her Kuvaki-related design, but I think it's something more important to note. In my head, I picture her throwing a massive magnet with her burst to attract enemies, with a similar animation to Dory. As for what you probably came here for, I too was hoping there was more leaks for Yahoda, but I've actually already went over most of it already. Some of these were leaked pretty far in advance too, so I have no doubt in my mind something new will come out on her soon. When it does, I'll be sure to cover it in next week's routine rehash. Stay tuned for that. So yeah, a 4-star Animo bow user releasing alongside Durin in version Luna 3, with heavy Kuvaki and magnetism references in her design. I'm definitely looking forward to reporting on her further when we finally get into the good stuff, because I think she's a sign of potential to bring something uniquely new to the Randomo Roundtable, as Aoife did for Electro and Lunar Charged. If you wish to be one of the first to know when leaks drop, join our Discord server. The link is in the description. As always, link to my sources have been indexed in the description, as well as a transcript for those who like to read. Thanks for stopping by.